Eamon.
Hello,
Hi. Welcome to Artists Supporting Artists.
thanks for having me.
What's your name?
My name is Emirhan Esen, but I go by the name of COLDSOUL. It's my stage name.
And where do you live right now?
I live in Oba, in Alanya section of Turkey, south side.
South side. Okay, very good. And we're here to talk about your music. How long have you been interested in doing music? And
Actually, it started at a very early age. I was like 6 years old, and back in Germany. That's where I used to live, and I was really interested in the Turkish culture and the Turkish music. So every time when I was in my place, the TV would be open. There would be like Turkish music playing and everything. Back when I was living in Germany, and for a short period of time, I got interested in sports and other things. So with the whole music thing, it was like it got left in the background. So by the time I arrived in Turkey, I was 13 years old, and when I arrived in Turkey, funny part is I stopped listening to Turkish music and focused more on English music.
okay,
So ever since then, like start of my teen years, I was like interested. I was like a listener only at the moment, but by the time I was like 15, 16, I started posting covers on YouTube from famous musicians and their songs, you know. So I'm not gonna lie, they used to be very bad, but by the time I developed my voice a lot more, and that was like in the middle of the puberty, so my voice was not developed back then, and I started recording, like before recording I started writing songs at 17, 18-ish, and I started recording at 20.
recording at 20. And what was your first song that you recorded?
For the record, it's like compared to the songs that I do now, it's like really bad.
Well,
The
we
song's
didn't ask
called-
if it was good or bad. We asked
Yeah,
what was
it's
the
called-
name of the song.
The name of the song is By All Means.
By all means, we all have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, it was like my SoundCloud era.
Now, I have a lot of questions because I think this is the beginning of your journey to what you want to become and
Yeah.
where you want to be. So my next question is something general, but something we like to get to know you more. So then that would actually give us a chance to get to know you. If you can collaborate with any musicians, dead or alive, who would will be?
Dead or alive?
Yes.
This is a tough one. Well, Prince.
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 Interesting choice. And why would that be?
Because I just love what he does and what he represented, and I really like. Part of my childhood was also with him. Before I started like studying the music that we have now, I used to listen to the oldies, like back from the 70s all the way to 80s, like Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, Prince. When I was like growing up, I also listened to a lot of metal and rock and everything, but I don't know, like my soul always liked R&B sound.
R&B sound.
Yeah.
Okay. What influences in your music?
In my music, for example, like whenever I release a song, either I get compared to Chris Brown, The Weeknd, or Zayn, you know, that guy from One Direction,
Okay.
like ex-member of One Direction.
Very good.
I got comparisons to that, so yeah.
Those are we would hear that they're basically music that is influencing your music.
And also like rappers too, like hip hop. I grew up with hip hop. I love hip hop. I love the culture. I respect the culture, and I grew up listening to, like I said, Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake as well, Kendrick Lamar, one of my favorites of all time, and yeah, pretty much. A$AP Rocky too. He's also in the area of me growing up.
That's very good. Who are your favorite current artists?
My favorite current artists, I would say The Weeknd, and what else do we have? Miguel. I love Miguel. because he kind of reminds me, he's like the new age Prince, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He has like a style that really is inspired by Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And he can be like rock and roll R&B, but he can also bring the funk into it. And he has like a very nice style of mixing everything. So I would say The Weeknd, Miguel, and Kendrick Lamar.
Very good. How do you see yourself as an artist?
How do I see myself as an artist? I would say it like this. Whatever I do, whatever I put out, I always look at it as the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because it keeps me inspired, you know? Like, I might, like, let's just say I won a Grammy, or I got like 100 million views on a video that I posted. I don't really like see that as an accomplishment. I see that as just getting started, because that's like where the motivation comes from. Because I've seen time and time again of a lot of musicians and everything. Like, one day you can be the hero, and the next day you can be the zero, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever I do, I always say I did nothing yet. This is just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And because the minute you say it, that you made it, I think it's the beginning of the end.
That's true. And that's a good perspective.
Thank
How do you want to be seen as an artist?
I mean, music is something that I have a passion for, and I just love doing music that people can enjoy, you know? And I don't know, like, imagine, like, you like, I made a song, and it's getting played in the clubs, it's getting a lot of love. Of course, it sends some kind of a dopamine rush inside you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes me happy, you know? Because I just put out a song. It was like 1 week ago, like 9 to 10 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my first major song that I posted on a major platform like Spotify, Apple Music, because it's my first, like, this is like the real beginning of what I did. And to see so many people showing me love on social media, lip syncing to the songs, posting screenshots of the songs, making like dances from TikTok. It feels really, like, at first it feels weird, but at the same time it really sends like shivers down my spine, I guess, and it makes me happy, you know? I love it.
That's fantastic. So what kind of music career do you want to have in the future?
A music career with longevity.
Longevity, that sounds very good.
Yeah.
So if
Because I want to be here for a long time, not a good time.
not very good, that's a good answer also. And if something that it's more personalized question for me. You're living in Turkey right now. You have audience that's from Turkish audience right now. Let's say you make it to a bigger platform and people around the world are enjoying your music.
Mm-hmm.
How will that change your perspective of as a person who you are and who you will be becoming?
Well, I actually, throughout this past year, I did some things that really changed my perspective on the people around me, because I auditioned for The Voice of Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And I passed the first round, and basically the whole thing, including the interview that I did with them, it's shown on TV, it aired on TV, and I remember my phone blowing up, especially from people that I'm not even having a close surrounding with. And of course, it makes you see it from like different ways and everything that's going on. And the only thing that it would change me, like the only perspective that it would change me from, is basically just like double checking my surroundings, pretty much.
Okay, and what would your Turkish fans perceive you that you're not gonna sing any more Turkish music, or will you continue singing also Turkish music?
Well, the thing is, I grew up with, I partly grew up with the Turkish culture when I was living in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But really, like, it was just not the thing that I connected with personally. And this is not to take a shot against anybody from Turkey that supports me in any shape or form. Of course, on the 3rd of July I'm gonna be releasing a Turkish song with a rapper of mine, and it's a song that we recorded before the whole pandemic started. And it was just, in my opinion, it was just like an opportunity for me to push boundaries, you know? I wanted to take risks. The last thing I really want to do is stay in my comfort zone. And I love taking risks, and I love to see where it takes me, because I do believe that the song we did, the Turkish song that we did, has turned out pretty good. And we just like hope to see where it takes us, you know? But at the same time, the Turkish music is not really my main focus. It's always been English. Because if, like, for example, somebody comes up to me and asks me, what language do you speak the best, Turkish or German? Because since I come from Germany, I say English, because I know most of the words of the vocabulary in English language, funny enough.
That's fantastic. So English is basically your inspiration is because of the language, or is the culture?
It's the culture most of the time. Okay, the language too, because I just love the way people speak, you know? And they have like all sorts of accents in different countries and different places and cities of countries, you know? So
I was going to ask you, because your English is very good for a person who did not actually visit America or...
Yeah, like people from the UK come over here, especially since this is like a touristic area in place, and I work at hotels, and people ask me, are you from America? I'm like, no. Does it sound like? Yeah, you sound like you come from Harlem or New York, or I don't know. They say I sound like an American, like I have an American accent, but...
We could say you do, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just like from old TV shows that I adapted the culture from, and also music, you know?
Well, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And I'd like to ask you another question before we finish this. And what would you like your audience to know about you? Something that you like to share with them?
Something that I like to share with them? Well, next single is coming 31st of July. Stay tuned.
And where would they find your music right now? You did mention Apple and Spotify.
Every major platform there is. Apple, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Amazon, Deezer, every single major platform that is available right now, the music will be available there as well.
Fantastic. It is great to have you.
Thank you very much.
And to the audience, thank you for watching this. This is Esma Salehi. I'm an artist myself, and I am hosting for Artist Supports Artists. So have a great day. Bye-bye.
Mood on an all-timer. Drip to the max, no try. My ex up in here tryna flex on me, but I got a shawty telling me tonight, you ain't leaving alone tonight. You ain't sleeping alone tonight. Know that I'ma make him on tonight. This my zone, you are